Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on rails and metals. Not a personal favourite on map, but a 2 vs 2 right here. France 1944, the British and Americans have combined for an assault on German-held positions. Elements of the Panzer Panzerdivision holding this vital rail junction. With 6 megabytes and Tigerphobia forming up the German army elements in the south. Whereas in the south we got Ps3yes and Louiskoo fighting up here for the 2nd Armour Division, backed up by the 7th Armour, the Desert Rats. We got here mechanised mobile defence Jaeger armour and Jaeger armour here chosen for Tigerphobia, with Panther infantry bulletins here, a Sturmtick Panther bullets as well for the Germans, with heavy cavalry armour and tactical support. My apologies there for the interruption. That's basically the Steam friends list once more crashing out because Valve just rushed it out because they're a bunch of idiots. With Commander Regiment, Mobile Assault and Special Weapons, Triple Infantry there, with a single grenade bulletin for Louiskoo. We got fighting out around the Eastern House, which where most fighting on rails and metals tends to happen around. Due to the narrowness of the mountain where the resource position around the houses, it tends to sort of devolve around a lot around this building. Section falling back here, the Ps3 is immediately breaking off. We got the second section saying about the University on the way of a Ps3yes. Will most likely upgrade with a Wasp to deal with some of these dug-in Germans. In the west, Tigerphobia advancing the Grenadiers, MD4 with more Grenadiers on the way for him. 6 megabytes there with double Pioneers probably, allowing to use more territory early on, playing his elements there a bit more aggressively. But there you go, University out here for Ps3yes. We got triple rifle on the way for Louiskoo. Blazing on the fire here from the MD42 backing up the Grenadiers to make the advance. German doctrine emphasised the MD42 and the heavy machine gun mount here is backing up the infantry on the offensive. In fact, when used defensively, it was actually common for the machine gun to be taken off the tripod to be used as a bipod. Fun fact. Section moving about here, Pioneers falling back, MD42. And we got the MD42, the setting up in the trench section, falling back in the face of such stark German defences. In the centre section, thing about there, with Ps3yes beginning to move here to his teammate, basically relieving pressure off 6 megabytes, which can backfire. This has to get more aggressive up here. That, of course, could be used to bait him into something there. That's coming about. Section there, grab the centre point, sandbag up. We got a sniper here for 6 megabytes to bleed out the Tommies and the armies, and we got another gun one there for Tigerphobia. I mean, there's obviously going to be one elephant tank destroyer, and of course with 2 elephant tank destroyer doctrines there available to the Germans, the Allies should probably to some degree expect heavy tank destroyers. Of course the question is just going to be from whom and what should they then expect from the other chap. So there's certainly already here some potential mind games going on, but right now they're probably not going to be at the forethought at the Louiskoo's and Ps3yes actions. And of course for the similarly the Germans are wondering should they expecting heavy cavalry with Pershings, is there something else? We got Grenadiers, Pioneers, Flankless, the section of Rifle joining support here. The Allies so far seemingly good at supporting each other. We got University Carrier being upgraded to the Wasp, which was a Canadian modification of the University Carrier with a flamethrower. Little fun fact there. Sections suppressed boldly here by the MD42 Pioneers pressing forwards undercover the machine gun gewehr to flash out so it's Inselhafen. Just keep shooting some light here. If they say we surrender, just say we don't speak English. Said always gets them. Grenadiers moving about here. University moving forwards. They're burning through the hands. Grenadiers pushing out with the sniper support here for 6 megabytes. Of course, really going to put some pressure on the Allies. We got an ambulance, I believe, out here for Louiskoo. Yes, indeed. The way he's moving in there, he might be using it to try and support more aggressively both him and his teammate, which would be an interesting move there. Not a bad one. They're a bit tricky to set up properly. Whilst they're burning through the Germans, very rapidly the Germans are themselves hard at work trying to burn through the Allies. Pioneers need to retreat and quick risk a wipe, but no, get saved here by a very minute hair's breadth. We got the ambulance moving up behind us. Yeah, he's going to be setting up more aggressively here. Bit risk in some ways, so the Germans decide to rush through. On the other hand, can support also Ps3yes if he sort of operates in the same area. Sniper there can to push forward for them before to lead to the Germans are certainly getting very bold here, taking advantage of any misstep the Allies are making so far. Also noting a fighting position to defend the western fuel point. Good move there by Louiskoo. Can at least stall the German offensive and buy time, and certainly require them to up something bigger to deal with it. Whilst they're turning up here, Ps3yes continues to just burn away at those dastardly hands. Rifling up, MD42 hammering away. And down south, you're nothing for going for the Germans. Here we got light mechanized combat for Tigerphobia. Rather than them being suppressed. 6 moving up, you're taking advantage of 6 megabytes, focusing more on the center, leaving his right flank open. Ps3yes senses weakness in the Germans' defenses, and hang on. I fear my cat is trying to jump out on my back. For those who don't know, I got a kitten named Basil, named after Roman Emperor Basil II. He seems to be right now on my shoulder, looking very curious about everything. Now standing on top of my shoulder, like he's some sort of parrot. In the west here, Louiskoo slowly making progress here, but so far the Germans still maintaining most of the map. They also got the victory point lead here, sizably over the Allies, and that's something the Allies should probably correct there, because this is a very fast and aggressive bleed that the Panzer Jones got enacted against him. Second against the Grenadiers, sniper down there. Looks like Cat is setting about to possibly jump down from my shoulder. That would be most appreciated. Yes, he's moving down, slipping slightly as well. Oh wait, no. Looks like he is redeciding on that one. Grenadiers falling back. And we got the 222 out here for Tigerphobia. Back in 6 megabyte space, we've got nothing further going on there. Maybe with this build he's planning a tier 3 rush, and usually in these sort of situation team games you theoretically can go away with one player and goes one tier, then the other skips it and just pushes it for a bigger tier. That way you can sort of bait it at both sides, or both players, that way leapfrogging through the tech. A bit risky depending on how it's done, but can work out. Basil moving about now behind my neck, not liking that. Despite being a kitten, he's not exactly light as a feather, particularly not up down my neck. Seems to be grooming himself. Yeah, a bit difficult to reach about, but I'm guessing going to have to do this if he gets more restless. Watch the burning fruit, going to be seeing few hits and advancing there. MD4 spotting current fire, the realizing it's a bit exposed. The repositions good. Oh, doesn't. Maybe something else happened there. Panzer fast off on the Wasp. To there, continue to patrol about. We got 6 gun out here for Ps3yes, but I fear it won't be in time to save the 2 Wasp here. And if we even take out the ambulance body, and there we go, massive fireball there as everything ignites. So the Zeus swiftly falling back, so now they're planning counting fire. 10 kills so far, and Basil attacks the headphone cord and gets repositioned. Still moving up here, the M5A1 for Louiskoo. This dude was a very cramped light tank, by the way, with very little room for the crew. Which is actually, I think, a bit uncommon for most American tank designs, which usually had better, shall we say, creature comforts for the tank crews. Still moving up, engaging the Grenadiers. Actually not doing a lot of damage here. So far the odds have been reasonably good, I think, to switch in positions here, and then so have the Germans and other players so far, I would say, getting too caught up in static, pointless engagements, which is nice to see. Yeah, looks like Basil is more preoccupied with a toy now. Splendid. Rangers out here for Louiskoo. Ps3yes commandos are both players there are going to focus heavily on the elite troops. Not bad, not bad. Can put reserve pressure there on the Germans, particularly if the commanders can land a nice spot behind the lines against, so they'll open up some threats. Fuel cache probably going up there for Tigerphobia. Good work, supports from his teammate. The Ps3yes has also moved in there to provide support for his teammate and of course himself for building a fuel cache there as well. So good play there by both sides. Good teamwork. Got the commanders around there with their silent Sten guns, powerful weapons. Silent and deadly. In fact, they weren't quite silent though. Not quite silent as the what was it? I can't remember there's a carbine as well. The name quite escapes me at the moment. That was apparently really silent as well. They're all generally built from the bottom up to be very silent as possible. They did lack range. To compensate, of course, that. MD42 current the western victory point here in the east. You can see more work here from Louiskoo. He's got the range out there with the Thompson submachine gun. Fun fact, they actually tried to make a silent version of the Thompson. Unsurprisingly, that did not work out. Rifle grenade down the range is going to force them back over here. 2-2 taking heavy damage, but so is the Stuart. And there we go. 2-2 down into the armor pierce. They're flying through the rear armor of the Stuart. Almost getting it, but sadly not quite sufficient. And there we go. Artillery flare there on the MD42. That's going to force Tigerphobia to reposition his machine gun in the east. Sniper with MB42 moving up in the centre. We got Pioneers desperately pushing forwards through the Allied nothingness. Yes, this is Ludwig. We are seeing heavy action. Pew, pew, pew. Says Tommies everywhere. Are you just making this up, Heinz? No, nine. I'm totally seeing heavy action here, aren't we, guys? Yeah, totally. Pioneers with the riflemen here, they're going to have to fall back, though. In this case, the riflemen are simply too advantageous. We've got a second commander squad out here. Ps3yes clearly infused with the spirit of commandos. So definitely a lot of elite infantry there. 6 megabytes. That's also going for the lack to make a nice company, not trying to rush ahead here. And, well, so far Tigerphobia is the one moving ahead tech faster. And we got assault as well here from Ps3 as his commandos rushing out. Boasted by something a bit better than tea. Coffee. Of course, no Brit would ever truly admit that. But, you know, war calls for desperate measures even for the British people. Basil seems to be getting a bit more aggressive about attacking the headphone cord. He really loves attacking it, and so far there's not really much he can do to deter him from it, except just toss him down to the floor and hope that, you know, does the job. But so far it's not really doing it. Commander's hunting up behind a fence. You could say we're on the defense. Shut up, Terrence, we're not. Still nice spot there. He might like to be hoping to sort of ambush a sniper or something else, but by the way, a commander squad in such a position it can't be quite devastating. There's just also the psychological effect, because usually if you hit someone that close to the base again, where they're sort of deeming themselves safe, it can really sort of throw them off in some cases. So I'm really curious to see what he actually ends up killing with those commandos if actually spotted in time. Well, there you go. Looks like Ps3 just kind of goes, to hell with this. And he's moving about. Now he's attacking some other cables. The naughty kitten. Up here, the fuel consumer range safe. Steward fixed up. Major there on the way for Louiskoo. Very good. He can move ahead for armour. We can see the tech there. It's done for Tigerphobia. It's a bit too far off there. We got tech as well here for 6 megabyte. At this rate, he could theoretically go for tier 4 and just begin pushing for a Panther, which could be no lead point. I mean, we got double fuel cashing up for the Germans, so I'd say there's an argument there for 6 megabyte just trying to push for tier 4 while Tigerphobia then covers up with Panzer Force and other bits. Rangers there being cut to ribbon for sniper and light machine gun fire here. Good work there. Interesting enough, Tigerphobia is not upgrading any of his grenadiers, which you know figure he might want to do, since the grenadiers do benefit a lot from light machine guns. But I'm guessing his munitions are heading. Oh, never mind. He's actually getting them. Just as I'm complaining about it, he gets it. How insensitive can you be, Tigerphobia? How insensitive can you be? Where did the cat go? Oh, there he is. He's hiding under my desk, or in my desk, I guess. Light machine guns flying away there. Pioneers of sappers under fire here. But more importantly, so there's a section. Repositioning the entertain gun here. PC is realizing it's a bit too exposed. Continue to hold position here. Note that when you do set a major up like this, it slows down the reinforce time of all of your units. So it's not without necessarily risks there for Louiskoo. We can note here that he's pulled ahead for a company command post. Can push for Churchill's already. That's going to make it easy for them to break through German lines. And will require the Germans to actually go for tank destroyers to put a stop to this. Meaning Tigerphobia pushing for a Panzer IV. Will struggle with this, since Churchill can take a lot of hits compared to a Panzer IV. So Six Mega. Wait, what? They both went for Jaeger armour? That's a bit of a rarity. And he's also getting support, of course. So despite having access to tier 4, and theoretically, I think the option for it, he just sort of sticks to more conventional. I mean, I guess. That's not necessarily what I recommend. Got range from change to the MB42, bit of slightly unfortunate angle there. He'd gone for a bit deeper flank there. He probably would have pulled it off, but he probably wasn't expecting the MB42 there. Can he get close enough to get off the Mark II? And there you go, 6 megabytes, break and retreats. In the centre, commanders moving up in the west. Gunner these pushing forward, they're going for the fuel point, even as the eastern one is lost. 6 megabyte going for another Panther IV of his own. And knowing that Louiskoo's got 2 Ranger squads with Ps3yes and 2 commanders, so both allied players there in position of 2 elite infantry squads, and actually quite potent. And quick patrol there for the Germans, who are relying largely on grenadiers, light machines, while they can set up to an extent if used correctly. They could actually find themselves needing panzer grenadiers. Or at least a lot more heavy infantry 42s. We got Smokescreen down here to help deal with the machine gun. Very good work there. Setting up there for a big push here from the north with the range of the captain. And there you go, another attack here from the south. Good move here. Bit of a smaller pinch maneuver, but there you go. The Tigerphobia counterattacks for the Fatherland with the Panzer IV. Strikes forward for Germany and encounters a bunch of bazookas. Second Panzer IV there riding for the German army for the Panzer Division MD42 there, trying to stem the tide of American infantry, gaining veterancy in the process. Tearing through the armies like a scythe through wheat. But ends up retreating there, stood moving up, anti-tank backing up there, Panzer needs to fall back, high likelihood of actually losing if he's not careful. Quite a loss there for Tigerphobia, even with the double fuel caches. Still a bit of a loss there. In the east, 6 megabyte making fresh progress, but we can note here the Allies are so far, I think, displaying a bit better tendency to work together, where it does feel to an extent both the Germans players are sort of playing a bit their own fighting times. Of course, with the fuel caches, there's obviously, some teamwork going on. Churchill rolling ahead here, and right now, 6 megabyte. He's only got a pack 40 to really stop it. He's going to need other Stooks, so he should have, tech the hat for a Panther. There you go, Churchill's spotted by the infantry. Panzer IV retracted here for 6 megabyte and realises he can't move towards the centre with the Churchill there. That is a significant threat. So unless Ps3yes does something silly with the Churchill, he should be able to actually tie down a reasonable amount of 6 megabytes forces because he needs a serious front to stop. Now he's building himself a cache as well. So, there might be the chances actually playing for something bigger. Well, besides, the elephant, there's clearly going to be elephants out here. There's clearly going to be elephants. The question is just a matter of how many then, and when. But there you go. Ps3yes following up the Churchill there, which is falling back barely scratched. It's comparatively barely scratched. So there you go. Triple fuel cache up for the Germans. That is 9 extra fuel per minute, which actually means even with this little territory and they're actually getting about as much fuel as the Allies. They're actually building more fuel caches as well. So many fuel caches. Panzer IV ring about here. There you go. Crushing commandos. Machine gun desperately firing there at the Churchill point blank despite doing absolutely nothing. Need to retreat. They're going to get wiped out, sadly. But there might actually be the Churchill going down. He might in fact have pushed his luck too far there. Smokescreen going down. Panzer IV falling back. Pack 4 needs to keep attacking ground. And before to be crewed up, needs to retreat. Commandos just tearing through. He gets away with it. Quite a loss there for 6 megabytes. In the west, though, Tigerphobia is fighting out a larger battle here versus Louiskoo, that we continue to watch a bit here in the southeast. A bit longer machine gun taken away here by Ps3yes. And this, I'd say the eastern one's gone. In the west here, he's sort of dug in across the outskirts of the map. We've got Panzer gunners out finding here for Tigerphobia. Pack 40 machine guns and the Panzer IV they're hanging about. Is any of them actually taken for tier 4? So far, the answer seems to be 9. Panzer Grenadier they're finding out. Pioneers pack rations rifle they're finding out. Captain as well. In the south, Ps3yes continues his dominion of the fuel area here. And here, Louiskoo's pretty much depending. Oh, we actually got combined arms. My God, an American player is using combined arms of all the things. That is so rare to see. So great work, there we go, making advantage of it, troops pushing ahead, they're backed up by it. Jackson, of course, also takes advantage of it. Gets a higher rate of fire amongst other things, I believe. I can't quite remember the specifics of it. It's moving down here as well, very good, very good. Nice coordinated attack here by Louiskoo, actually. Nice coordinated attack for the most part. I like to see that, There's clearly some planning here. And we can see in the southeast, I think we got more to cover down as well. Pretty much just breaking up 6 megabytes counter-attack. Punishment just, I think, attacking up for a narrow angle instead of trying for a broader attack. It's a good work there by Ps3yes. Jackson continuing ahead, that Panzer IV back, and there you go. Pop goes that weasel. The Jackson ignites the ammunition with a 19mm armor piercing round. Pack 4 there being overwhelmed by the range of the rifle gun, doing what they can. We got any machine gun moving up. Panzer Grenadier back at base. Not a good engagement there for the Germans. And the pack is wiped in both places by the looks of it. So this is not good here. Both German players are suddenly struggling a bit more, having understood, I think, the power of Allied elite infantry for starters. Panzer Grenadier they're pushing forward for Tigerphobia and the Panzer Division. And there's on the fire from the Jackson, which is desperately trying to get away, but they're so far not succeeding. The Rangers they're suppressed and forced away. Panzer fast off. We got the steward back in action. Panzer was on the way for 6 megabytes as well. Tigerphobia, nothing further going on. I hope they're not trying now to both stall for an elephant tank destroyer. I'd say that is going to risk lopsiding their forces quite aggressively. That's certainly something worth keeping in mind. Pack 40 moving up there. Still need to be careful there. There's the Panzer screening it. We got the machine guns backing up, which makes... Oh, there we go. Nice bomb grenade. Almost gets a wipe there. Close but not quite in the south here. 6 megabytes slowly creeping forwards again here against the Allies. But the lack of any citizens in the tank is going to make it hard for them to deal with the Churchill. Second Churchill wave there for Ps3yes. Really rolling out that heavy armour against the Hun. There we go. Rangers being shredded here by double MD-42s. A lethal field of machine gun fire. More Panzers out for Tigerphobia. Both German players begin to bring out more Panzer gun. This is good. Now I just wish they begin bringing out the Stugs, the Sturmgeschütz. Die beste Geschütz in die Welt. So now they're close to the feet. Churchill getting absolutely hammered. If we can get up target weak point, that would be great. Churchill almost down though. So almost another Churchill down there. In fact, it's moving ahead. And we got more to cover down here. Try and break up the German offensive here. Very good there. Very powerful ability, even after it got nerfed, since, you know, just still tags a nice area and just completely makes it difficult for anything not in a tank to, you know, live. So there we go, got one Churchill, but the other Churchill's now running through everything he's got, and he's got no counters to it again. Relying on a single pack 40 here, and a Panther 4, I would say, is pretty overconfident. And again, if they're stalling for the Elephant Tank Destroyer, you know, both shouldn't be doing that. Panther 4 down. At least one of them should just, you know, be committing to Stugs. Or at least you have checked ahead for Panthers, because the Churchill does not particularly care about the Panther 4, and now she's just rolling ahead here, taking advantage of 6 megabytes frontline break. I mean, it's close to the Elephant, but even then, it's highly risky. Highly risky. And Bastler's back on my back, having jumped from another point and then straight onto my back. And then he goes straight for the headset cord. I can't quite reach him. He is in a position where he's a bit more difficult to reach. Silly cat. Back here healing reinforcement. Again, they're both actually stuck up on elephants right now. Oh wait, no. Actually looks like he has seen the light and realised, alright, we don't both need bloody well elephant tank destroyers. One of us needs to go for an actual tank. Pioneer's been pushed back, the Churchill rolling about. Pack 4 lands a decent hit on the Churchill tank for the rear. Pioneer's moving up with a Pilfer bazooka alongside the Flaming Rev. And there we go, small hit there on the Churchill tank. You can see they're now 6 megabyte moving to reinforce here the west for now. They could theoretically get away with a small push into this as well to draw attention. The commandos are hiding away here. And we got a Pershing available for Louiskoo. Now Basler's on the other shot. Ow, he's scratching my neck. Combined arms again. I like to see that he's using that. That consistency, that's great. Cat's stuck in their headset. Damn it, Basil. Damn it. A good use of the Panzer is here. Machine gun, they're trying to deal with everything he can as effectively as possible. Pack 4 the wiped up, bit of loss there for the Germans. There we go, Panzer Jaeger's out here for 6 megabyte. Panther on the way. Tigerphobia is going to want to go for the Elephant. You can see what the manpower Panzer crewing the Pack 40. Panzerfaust and the Churchill tank almost getting it. Can they knock it out? Schnell Leute, knockout set paper Panzer. There we go, go in the Stewart. Cuts it down, almost got the chest, but there you go, got the Pershing out. Oh dear, units getting wiped out. Need to grab that Panzerschreck and deny it to the Allies. Panzer Jaeger's wiped out. 6 megabytes infantry force have been utterly shattered. Again, this is a bit the problem. You just try to rely on too much, then calling arm, and then of course realise you have to, you know, switch it up. Commandos creeping out here. In the west, Pioneers moving up. We got the Commandos and then the way. Shredding the Pioneers up close and lethal. Looks like Tigerphobia is not paying attention. There's an entire pioneer sport there. So we got the Panther out here for 6 megabytes. Spotting scopes on the way for it as well. Oh, Basil's running around in front of my screen. So yeah, the German situation is looking a bit desperate here for the Panzer there. Panzer to be shown. Panther moving up to deal with the glider. Not that it's necessarily going to be a huge win there. 6 megabyte needs to replenish his infantry losses for starters. And of course needs to keep that Panther properly supported at all times. Basil is actually currently intently following the Panther as it drives across the screen here. Clearly recognising the superiority of German armour. It just, you know, it moves. I've got recon here out for Tigerphobia, probably trying to get an idea of how the situation looks on the battlefield. The Allies so far they're looking in a pretty strong position. He's close to the elephant tank, so but again the plan is just, you know, go for the really big stuff without ensuring enough medium armor. Has left him a bit vulnerable. Even with the Panthers to somewhat carry the slack here. I really feel like in this situation going for the Jaegers there might have been a bit of a poor choice. We got airburst rounds out here from Ps3yes. And there you go, elephant tanks are out for Tigerphobia. The counterattack begins for Deutschland. And a medic bunker up there back in the base. Guess one got destroyed. Basil is trying to get access to my glass of water. Sadly though, by trying to tip it over. I'm not going to have any of that. Smoke's off there. Very good use of smoke there by Louiskoo. Churchill moving ahead. Jackson backing it up. Panther moving forwards. There he goes. Shoots, penetrates the Churchill's armour easily. The high velocity cannon of the Panther could penetrate most Allied tanks' armour. There we go. Another shot, this time they're bounced. Another hit there. Got the Pack 40 joining up. Elephant also having some fun here. Churchill tank taking heavy damage. Trying to retreat there through the smoke. Jackson also falling back. Basil is now trying to shove his entire head through into the glass to get to the water. He's not finding himself frightfully successful. But he's giving it another go and it looks very silly. He needs the commandos grabbing the victory point, hiding out there. Now he's stuffing his pointer, trying to reach the water that way. He's a very enthusiastic kid, and if nothing, very enthusiastic. That makes it a bit difficult when I have to use my right hand to stabilise the glass here. So he doesn't tilt it over. Pershing on the watch there, clearly not going to move too far ahead with the elephant tanks for about here. Elephant there in the centre of a lot. Between the two forces, basically forming up an anchor point at the moment. Around the Allied Alpha move to right, but there you go. Another Churchill out for Ps3. Yes, he just keeps going for those Churchill tanks. At some point, he's probably have to go for something else like a Firefly to back them up. I imagine his 6 megabytes, and he's going to have to go for a second Panther, I think. 2 Panthers, I think, give the Allied armor quite a bit of an issue there in terms of just raw firepower, but also durability. Plus, can also, you know, upgraded deal with infantry. Another hit in the Churchill tank. Elephant there creeping about. The Allies are forced now to attack to slowly go ground. The sheer sort of weight and caliber of the German armour is now actually pushing back the Allies. Plus, the Panzer goes backing up. Also makes it harder for Allied infantry just easily approach. I mean, there's a reason to get Panzer grenadiers, though. Sadly, 6 megabytes is a bit short on those. Elephant lands another hit there with its high velocity 8mm gun, which was also using the King Tiger and the Jagdpanther, which was by quite successful versus Churchill tanks. In fact, there's a I think report of a Churchill regiment somewhere in Normandy where basically they found this tanks knocked out, and then as they bailed out of the tanks, they could sort of watch the Jagdpanther cruise drive past. In one case, it was basically, you know, a half-naked Jagdpanther commander sailing out of the Jagdpanther and just smiling as he just drove past the burning tanks. Ooh, sniper there spotted by the commanders and promptly executed. Also be a bit careful out there with your camouflage units and hold fire in these situations. If you get surprised, you're dead. Pioneers, machine guns, all that. We got smoke, mortar cavalry again, called into once will break up the Allied German defence. And we got a Panther of Hanoi for 6 megabytes. At this stage, I don't think he needs it. I think he should go for another Panther first, but oh well. And machine gun only to back stuff up, good. And the west looks like some movement here. Overall seems like Louiskoo's playing a bit more defensive at the moment. They're down to 93. The Germans have a notable victory point lead still, despite everything. Gives that massive lead they gained initially, obviously. Choose the being suppressed by them before to instead the armour appears around, so I think they're great help. And there we go, Pershing flanking up, where most of the German anti-tank can't actually cover. Good move, I think, there by Louiskoo, realising the extent of the German defences to basically support them to sneak up there. But there you go, Elephant turns, shoots and misses. Panther also inbound here, but of course means the right flank is now exposed. Panther out here for 6 megabyte. Oh, the Panther, then we got the Churchman up for the centre, straight into the Elephant tank destroyer. Great hit there. Pack 40 opening up as well. Panther checks flank, Panther up on the west flank. Got the Jackson there as well. Elephant moving back up. Pack 40 there being rushed by commandos. Again, this is why he needs Panther goes back up. We got the Panther moving up. Probably to blast some stuff there. Panther falling back in the face of the Pershing. Shots missed. And the Panther very rapidly falling back. We got more commandos out here for Ps3yes. He just keeps calling commandos and Churchill tanks. Panzer unleashing hell up on the Allied position. Probably going to go down the Pack 40 machine gun here. And Ps3yes seems to realise this. Quickly tried to fall back, but it is too late. Most of the crews are gone. Evaporated. And there you go. Pershing moves ahead, takes it from the Panther and the not Yak Pan, but Elephant tank destroyed. Pack 40 cleared up, but almost got the Pershing. Panther moves ahead. Veterans one, if you can get the Pershing, that'd be great here for 6 megabyte in the German army. There you go, Pershing down. Pershing down, the Louiskoo can replace it rapidly. Captain almost died out. Rangers also close, but no, they get away the commands by covering fire. 6 megabytes infantry shortage is proving to be quite a hazard. He needs more infantry, he needs it now. Now the Church running forward into the line of fire, the Elephant tank destroyed, which is half fate to Veterans too. Pershing there, continuing to roll forward there for Louiskoo, and Cat is slightly blocking the American part of the screen there, well, the Allied basically. I mean, he looks all cute and cuddly, but you know, it's a bit of a nuisance. Elephant rolling head straight into the Pack 40, Church also waiting in ambush. Elephant taking quite a few shots there. Another penetrating hit, Pack 40 providing covering fire here. The Allies roll ahead here, Pershing moving in. Tigerphobia probably should be calling in something, I think, a bit more firepower than the Panzer 40 military support in the west side. Panzer moving ahead, need to retreat now, they're taking too much fire. It would be a shame here to lose this elite Panzer gunner dealer. Great hit from the Jackson there. Panther almost taken up, but the Panther forced to fall back. And noting here, both sides actually very, very short on Pioneers. That's a huge oversight here with both players. In fact, Tigerphobia has no Pioneers now to repair his armour with. He needs to get more Pioneers. There he goes, realises it, because obviously he can't get Elephant back in the fight, at least not without risking losing it, which would be quite critical. 6 megabytes also needs more Pioneers, but he also needs more of everything. He needs more of everything. Badly. We got another combined arms here from Louiskoo. I mean, it's really great to see an American player actually consistently use it. I mean, it's so red. No, not the mouse cable either, Basil. Pause of it. Machine gun there blasting away at the American advancing troops. You can't actually see the mini-map. Basil's blocking entirely. Gonna do something when they can against the advancing troops. Panther falling back. It's kind of remove him because it's really making it difficult to gain an idea of how battles are progressing when it can't see the mini-map and just Basil instead. Because, you know, can't just say, well, it seems like the Americans are fighting around a big fat cat. Well, in this case, a large kitten compared to the mini-map. Recons out here for Tigerphobia. Commanders rolling forwards. Third Jaeger for Ps3yes. Panzer moving up here. Sadly, no Sturmgeschütz. I definitely sense a great deficit of Sturmgeschütz. Elephant air being repaired, pushed forwards, not despite not being fully repaired, leaving the Panther actually to fight, not fully repaired. So at least move back up here in the east, I think. So just hanging back doing nothing. Push for the centre, we've got 80 points left for the Allies. The Germans need to careful not to get too greedy. They might still have a chance here despite some of the other mistakes and losses. Then they're still replenishing their losses, which is something. There you go, Panther moving up there. If you can Panzer fast at Churchill, you might have a chance to get it knocked out with the Panther there. There we go, another hit from the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Slowly approaching 22 in the centre, Elephant falling back. Vegetary 2, by the way. Good job there, Jackson covering up here. Troops on the centre being suppressed here by the MB-42. And Rangers there getting past the veterans of the MB-42 and wiping in a matter of seconds. 22 kills on these American heroes. And the third Churchill there's mobilised for Ps3yes. Got one here though with the Panther, though it is heavily damaged and does desperately need repairs. Air gun machine cleared out with the Rangers here. The continued lack of infantry is really proving critical here. And 6 megabyte just needs more of everything. Infantry, armour, whatever. Like, you can't just sit about with this. Also needs that Panther repaired, because the longer he can't fight with it fully, the better for the Allies. Which really should not be a goal here for 6 megabyte. Fixing up the Elephant tank with tank destroyer. Almost good to go. Panther will need repairs. Churchill setting out there. Ambulance hanging back. And we got here Pioneers and Commandos rushing forwards there for the Desert Rats. Flak Panzer out for Tigerphobia. Probably up to deal with all the infantry and whatnot. If you can get in a good position, it can do some damage there. Panther being fixed up, close to being Panther being fixed up, and lost on the machine gun. They're losing so many machine guns, to be honest. Losing so many machine guns. Oh, nasty on the Panther. There we go, Panther barrage off. I don't think it's going to be off the archery all dispersed. We got the Austrian charging forwards there, but it's going to move straight into the line to fire the Allies. I think he Tigerphobia might, if anything, be phobic of the possibility of losing. He's beginning to make some really rash decisions because of that. Elephant moving ahead, shoots, misses the church, instead hits some very small shed. Gun these clicking right up by the double ranges. They're laying down some heavy fire. And he's about to lose the Austrian. 75 points left for the Germans. Panther roll back in action. We got the Panther rolling forwards. But almost being taken out here by bazooka fire and whatnot. Bit of desperation there going from the Germans. Blitzing back though. Oh, it survives with veterans too. That is impressive. And then gets snapped in the rear by bazooka. Bad luck, I guess. Needs more armor out. Rear's wiped out. Panther close being knocked out as well. Barely an infantry for the Germans here. The Panzerlehr has found its Panzergun regiment committed in this battle. Or company depleted. More assault. More to cover. Like, the Allies are just really aggressive at using their bullets compared to the Germans who have gone for docks and they just really don't offer a lot. They can't respond in kind, to be honest. But also just they both went for Jaeger armor. I mean, as a rule of thumb, I always strongly advise against going for this because you lose just so much strategic flexibility. Whereas again, the Allies, with even with docks having some similarities, still have a lot more flexibility between the two of them compared to the two German players with both Jaeger armor, which is a very niche doctrine in a lot of ways. Sure, it's great versus armor, but the Allies got infantry too, and particularly in this case, they capitalised with a lot of the elite infantry, which if the Germans then just go for a lot of grenadiers, will actually struggle against if the Allies know what they're doing. So in this case, it almost feels like the Allies just read the meta quite well and just make some really strong counter picks, and just really hurt the Germans, which is actually quite important. Being able to read the meta, read the situation, and of course make decisions, then take advantage of it. Do see veteran for the Elephant heavy tank destroyer, which of course is pretty impressive. I mean, at least Tigerphobia can do great when there go. Panther 4 wipes out a Ranger squad, punishing Louiskoo there for sticking around for too long. More Rangers out. I mean, the Germans are holding on, but it's by a very thin thread here, very thin. Austrian out here again for Tigerphobia, who really needs infantry. Elephant almost got their Jackson machine gun pack covering the east. Sturmpanzer out as he now focuses more on the infantry, and you can see the rolling head here. Known as the Brumba as well, but that's actually an Allied designation. The Germans would actually, if they refer to anything as the Sturmpanzer 4, would have been the Stupa, which is just an abbreviation of Sturmpanzer. So, fun fact there actually. In the east here, fighting going on. Where recon's out for Tigerphobia again, trying to just somehow gain enough sufficient knowledge they can somehow take, compensate for the smaller numbers. There you go, Austrian support in the east here, tearing down the Allies there with heavy flak fire. Another push in. The machine gun not getting flanked by the commandos. The veteran 3 commandos. Need to get the Osman on that to deal with it immediately. Oh, the machine gun got wiped. Bad news there. Sturmpanzer blasting through the centre there. 34 versus 78. Machine gun seized. Commanders retreat. Back here. Troops in reinforcements. Gunning on the machine gun out. They also need to just... They should actually just get those machine guns, to be honest. More than anything. Now the Panther of barrage off here. A bit late there. Elephant there being fixed up. There wouldn't have been any elephants fighting in Normandy, though. The only heavy tank destroyers would have been the Yak Panthers. Any other heavy tank destroyer regiment was positioned on the eastern front or in Italy, and would have largely been, well, elephants or Nashorn units. As those were really the only ones that sort of, you know, were in operation there. Jackson moving in, the big flank here from him again, backed up by combined arms. Great work there by Louiskoo. I mean, I'm really impressed. I mean, he's probably the only American player I've seen that makes such consistent use of combined arms. I'm really impressed there. That's just amazing. That is some dedication and obviously some skill. Pershing goes down into the elephant tank destroyer. While he's great using consistently, that ability he needs to, you know, execute everything else a bit more consistently as well. Handful the blitzing in. And gets the Jackson here. Louiskoo's taking heavy damage. His forces are acting out. Been severely depleted. Tigerphobia still got the larger force here. 6 megabyte though is going for another Panther. Good. Last hit defensive. We got 34-64. Grenade off on taking out the 6. Need to get the front up here to blast the church. We got a 17-pounder gun out for Ps3yes out of bloody nowhere. That's actually pretty clever. Usually at this stage most people don't expect it, which is, you know, plus in this situation the Germans keep with these sort of last ditch assaults. A 17-pounder gun that's been great with reality. They should just push the western victory point. If they just keep coming to this, it's going to be great for the Allies. I mean, there's a bit more desperation behind the Germans, so this could actually work out. Elephant Lance getting the Churchill tank, though. Ranging up the right flank. They are pushing the western fuel point. Good, good, good. Looks like Tigerphobia isn't completely blinded. Panther flanking behind, though. Also nice work there. Still need to be careful they're finding around too long there. Elephant moving ahead there. Ah, misses, misses. Taking too much damage to the Panther. He's too close, decreasing the armor effectiveness over the Churchills, and there you go, Panther down. Remember, the Panther's advantage is range, so if you get it too close, you're obviously losing that. Churchill tank has been destroyed. Honestly, you're probably better off firing some shots there at the 17-pounder gun with the elephant than anything else. Troops being murdered out here, though. 6 megabyte has most lost everything it's got. Now the elephant is being shot to bits here. The ace, the hero of the Reich, is going down. And, oh, it gets abandoned at that. Insult to injury. Insult to injury. Calling a Stuka bomb drop. On the point there. Holy smokes! All of those sappers dead in the blink of an eye. The single rifle grenade. Now they're all just desperately trying to crawl away as the elephant explodes. That is just carnage. Ace Panther Vault here for Tigerphobia. Rangers cutting down the pioneers in cold blood. They've had enough of this. Goddamn Crouch, you just want this war to end. And there you go, 17-pounder gun gaining veterancy too. Proving it's actually quite valuable, and again, when it's not expected at all. So, good work there by Ps3yes. I mean, this match has actually featured a lot of things you either rarely don't see at all. Like lots of commandos, which you don't see that mostly. Personally, lots of rangers. Combined arms. 17-pounder guns. I mean, you don't see not much of that, really. Plus an 8 elephant tank destroyer. I mean, this fight has a lot of it. How's the close being wiped out, though? 11 versus 55. Machine gun here being a woman. There you go. GG, that's Ps3yes calling it. Can be considered a bit rude calling it if you're the one winning. Obviously, that's a bit more varies from player to player. It can be considered rude. Bomb grenade off there, almost taking out the captain. More panzers out here for Tigerphobia. The Germans only finds the last bullet to the last man. Even when it doesn't particularly make a lot of sense. I'd say at this stage it's very much GG though. I'd say the Germans, for the most part, gave a good effort of it, though there's obviously some issues. That's the match went on. Next, they were really close. They got them down to 55. It was not like the Germans were hugely bolting about, but I'd say one of the big issues here for the Germans was basically just both went for Jaeger armour. Like, that was just really silly. I guess a lack of coordination between the two. They just didn't quite think that far ahead, which, you know, shame considering everything else. But also, just there were some moments of hesitation there between the Germans, what they were doing. I think had they coordinated their strategy a bit better, I think they had more impact on the Allies. Plus, you know, some more flanking would have been helpful at times as well. Plus, you know, some mortars and smoke screens. There's actually a surprising lack of artillery a lot of time there for the Germans. I think a couple of mortars would have done the Germans quite a bit of good. Plus, mines, I think, was also in very short supply. So, I mean, there are definitely some things that can improve for the Germans, but even then, they were really close. I mean, they did make a lot of good moves, a lot of strong moves. The Panther was decent. I mean, he used to all right. They got to Red 2 was not bad, but the Elephant was really just what, you know, did a lot of work there. But again, I wish they'd just gone for more flexibility. The Elephant, I think, handled well. Ps3yes pull off some interesting moves here, lots of more to cover, assaults. The only thing he didn't use was smoke radar operation, which probably could have helped him, and the, well, air supremacy operation just isn't that good, even with the buff there. 17-pounder gun was an interesting move, and it's only one I don't think most players would expect at this stage, but I think a really good way just here at the last minute, just setting up an extra last-ditch defense, which can just really, you know, screw up the Germans if they're not prepared for it, which it did. So great work there by Ps3yes. Again, kudos to Louiskoo for just the consistent use of combined arms. He could have done a bit more flanking, some more supporting elements, but, you know, great stuff there otherwise. And I think, again, the Allies were quite good at coordinating between the two as well, which is great. But also, just, you know, I think to an extent had read the German strategy quite well and went for a lot of lead infantry that, you know, put some pressure on and counter it to an extent, which was a really, I think, good strategy. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. And if you didn't, of course, you can provide, you know, your own replays. Links in the video description. Send it in where, you know, they and provide some details on the leaderboard, ranking, all that. Generally, I prefer to cast something in the top 100, but top 200 can work if it's sufficiently good. Again, do, you know, make sure it's actually interesting. I mean, you get a lot of people who just tend to be, you know, not that interesting, and there's, you know, a lot of, shall we say, not very interesting things going on. So, you know, do try to, you know, provide quality if you're going to complain about it. So there's that, and of course, if you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links in the video description. Keeps me, you know, allowed to make these videos. So any support there is appreciated. This is Imperial signing off, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.